Welcome to A Cup of Grace, brought to you by the Home of Grace in Van Cleve, Mississippi. We're so happy that you could join us today, and we have with us Miss Becky Priest today. She works in our admissions department with Kyle Summerall, and I wanted to talk to Becky today just a little bit about her average day, her typical day at the Home of Grace, and her functions. I'm not talking about when you go back and make coffee or get coffee, that kind of thing. Let's skip that, fast forward from there, and let's talk about when the phone rings and a potential client comes in, or rather calls in, or a family member of a client calls in, and you take the call. Kind of take us from that point, and I'm sure you're going to get some questions, right?
Mm-hmm.
Tell us what some of those questions might be.
First question normally is, how much is your program?
Yeah.
That's like right off the bat.
Because it's either affordable or it's not, right? However, we like to think that what we do here is infinitely valuable, don't we?
Mm-hmm.
And it's life-changing. And what is it worth for a life to be totally, completely changed? And so that has to be taken into consideration. But what would be, while we're on the cost, explain how that works, because it is a particular price, but that doesn't include the whole cost of that client fee.
Correct.
Explain that for us.
It's actually, the program fee is $3,000 to get in the door. It actually costs over $6,000 to put someone through our program, but we have donors and sponsors that pay that other half of that.
So what does that $6,000 include?
It's, you get 3 meals a day, you get individual counseling, group counseling. We've got classrooms that you go to every day, all day. They got 3 lunches a day, or 3 meals a day.
Yeah.
So it's, $3,000. I can't live for $3,000.
That pays you, right?
That's right. Me, myself, I can't go somewhere and live for $3,000 for 3 months.
It's pretty amazing that Home of Grace can do it for that, but the only way that they can possibly do it for that is with what we call a scholarship, right?
Correct.
And how does that scholarship thing work?
Everybody that comes in the program gets a $3,000 scholarship.
And that comes from who?
From our donors and our sponsors.
Okay.
And we have fundraisers throughout the year too.
Right, we do.
Yes.
And we'll talk about those in future sessions with other people who kind of work in that realm. So, what would be the next question they might ask?
Do we take medical insurance?
Yeah, and the answer
We
is?
do not take medical insurance because we're not a medical facility. We don't have doctors and nurses and stuff on staff as far as being able to prescribe, give them medicine. That they cannot have medicine here, as far as just maintenance meds, but not like psych meds or anything.
So a doctor is probably not going to prescribe that a person go to the Home of Grace.
Correct.
Even though that might be the very best place for
And
them.
there are people that want to come here really, really bad, and they will get off their medicines to come here. But we need a letter from the doctor stating that it's okay for them to stop the medication.
Right. Okay. Now, what would be another part of that expense? Or, well, let's just say, what, on the other hand, what would be the next question they would ask typically? Because I know you get more than 2 questions.
Yeah. How do you get into the program?
Yeah.
Is everybody qualified for the program, or how do you do it? What they need to do is go to our website, homeofgrace.org, and go to the Get Help Now tab and fill out an application. Once they submit it, then we review the application. And that's where we can see if they're on medications and things that they're not allowed to have while they're here. And we can call them back and go through the application with them.
Okay. What kind of condition does the person have to be in order to come in to the Home of Grace?
They have to be detoxed as far as,
Okay, now explain what that means.
they have to be able to get up and function every day, go to class and go to, go to.
So they're going to
They
be,
can't lay in bed for a week.
so they're going to be drug tested when they get here?
Correct.
Okay.
And then we will know what's in their system. There are certain things that you have to detox from before you come to Home Grace, because you can go through withdrawals.
Right. Okay, if they're not detoxed, but they come anyway, what's our policy then?
They will, in intake, they will, check them out, make sure everything's okay. Most of the time, they will keep them. When we have had people stay and they ended up needing to go to detox, they will refer out to detox and let them go for a few days and then come back.
To a detox facility.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
And we have a couple that we can give them.
I see. Okay, now, we got through the most frequent questions, I think. What else would you add to this as far as, because you are the first point of contact. You or Kyle, for someone who is either calling to inquire on behalf of a relative or a loved one, or that person themselves. So, what would be the next most important thing that person could find
You
out?
gotta make sure they're ready and they want this, because they could come here and stay a few days and not. With us having a scholarship fund, with everybody getting the scholarship, we lose that money if somebody comes and stays a week, and then they lose their money because it's non-refundable. You know, so they need to make sure. And a lot of times I'll tell them they need to do an intervention with them, be it with their pastor or whoever that can. Pastor, sometimes a family can't sit and convince them, but they may go to their pastor and the pastor will be able to talk to them.
Or someone else.
That's
very
right,
close to
besides
them.
the family. Because a lot of times, you know, an addict is not going to tell their family what's really going on.
Right. And sometimes if they do, it's not necessarily
The truth.
okay. You
Yeah.
said it. You said it. Becky, it's been great having you with us. That was very informative, and I appreciate it very much. And we're going to have you back again, okay? And we'll ask you a whole new group of questions. And we want our people back home. We want our community. We want the families back home, and our potential clients to understand what we do. We want the Home Grace to be the most transparent ministry that's available to anyone here on the Gulf Coast when it comes to addiction recovery. Thank you, folks, for joining us. We'll look forward to seeing you next time.